Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and this is my review of the 4 Doctors, issue 4 out of 5. So yes, I only need to read the last issue and then I'll have read them all, and then I might do a retrospective video. Even though saying that, I said the same thing about my 9th Doctor mini-series that I reviewed every individual issue, and then I was going to do a retrospective, but it's just finding the time really. So if you're waiting on that video or a similar one when I've done the whole 8th Doctor one mini-series or this, it's just finding the time to read them all in one big go, really, all the 5 or however many comics. You've got the Doctor Who weekly event there, you've got the barcode there, you've got some of the writers and some of the artists and, colorists and letterists and stuff, names. You've got the TARDIS Doctor Who event 2015 and 4 out of 5, or part 4 of 5. 4 Doctors, Doctor Who, and then you've got Capaldi looking like a badass, as usual, with the 11th Doctor, Sonic, in his hand. Now, I will say I was quite, I found this read, this one, a good part. It was just that from part 3 to part 4, it's been quite some time between the two times the time that I've read each one, so I was a bit confusing. It would have probably helped if I read the previously bit, which they do have, in case for some strange reason this is the first issue you've picked up, which I wouldn't recommend, but doing that, just randomly picking up this one especially, I think this is probably the one with the most jarring amount of information, I'd say. You've got Titan Comics, Titanfall, Titan Comics website, Twitter and Facebook there. You've got images of all the Doctors and Companions and synopsises on all of them. And the artwork just keeps being good, really. I still really like the artwork, and I mean, I'll be honest, here in this panel, the bad guy looks a lot kind of like how Green Goblin is drawn in the comics, because Green Goblin in the Spider-Man comics is a lot more organic looking. In some of the issues, anyway, in some people's interpretation, which is the one that I like more. I don't like the sort of Power Rangers power suit Green Goblin. There's a bit here which is a bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want to see this panel, then you might not want to watch this review, or you might want to turn away now. But I quite like this panel. It was a different panel I was going to show you, but I really like this panel. You've got the 10th, you've got the 11th, 10th, 12th, and Clara Doctors. 11, 10, and 12, and Clara all being electrocuted, and I quite like it because it's very eerie, it's very dark, and that, and I can't remember if I've said this in previous comic book reviews of Doctor Who ones, but I feel like they can definitely get away with being darker in this. Not Big Finish levels of dark, but still a bit more darker than, say, the TV show. Like here, here I really like this shot, or this sort of panel even, where you've got this really big gun that kind of looks like it's popping out of the page, and then you've got all this fire and that, and just the impact, and then her face, like the shock when you actually see one of the characters get killed, which I thought was amazing, that they actually killed a character off, like a big time character. I feel like her character, for those of you wondering, but I just feel like in Doctor Who, it plays it in the mainstream TV show, since it's come back in 2005, it feels like it's sort of playing it too safe these days. Like Big Finish does do it all the time, they always kill off characters that you've got to know over quite some time, Saying that, talking about Big Finish, there's an advertisement for a Big Finish story here on the back, and then you've got advertisements for all the graphic novels, which are hardback, the American ones are hardback, but the English ones aren't. They're only soft, ones, paperback even. Even though saying that, my best friend over at Nerd Central, at Sheffield Comic Con, I'm guessing the people at the booth / place he bought them from. Clearly imported them from, or bought them from America, like a stock, a big stock of these graphic novels, because they were the hardback ones. So I know my best friend over at Nerd Central's got all of these graphic novels, I think, in hardback. Then you've got next week's issue, or the front cover of that one. You've got all the other covers for all the other, like, comics that were on sale at the time, and you can get them all digital downloads. You've got like this little Doctor Who like skit video, skit like comic strip thing. I don't want to show you the ending because obviously spoilers and all that, but yeah, it's an intense read. It's not the most sort of I don't know. It was enjoyable, getting from point A to point B and that, and I liked that, and it's interesting and stuff. But I think, as I said, personally for me, because it's been such a while since I read issue 3 to issue 4, I just felt like, whoa, what's even happening, It feels like a big jump from what happened at the end of issue 3, from what I can remember. Like, a lot has happened in this, It's definitely, you're definitely getting your money's worth, is what I'm trying to say. Whereas, obviously, some of the earlier ones, you might feel like you're not maybe getting your money's worth. But that's because they are building up this story and stuff, and I think as a series, it does go somewhere, It's just, it takes it a while to get really going, and I think that might be a bit annoying for some people. Some people just want it to get, started right at the beginning and then sort of get even better, but some writers like to sort of stay at a sort of a low level and then build on top of that and then stop the story there. Whereas, as I say, some writers are able to make something really good right at the beginning and impactful and very dramatic, and then make it even more dramatic and explosive towards the end, and then just stop, with a good conclusion and all that. But what I'm saying is some writers don't do that for both choice and style, really, because they're used to sort of doing a methodical build-up to a big sort of overall story, really. Whereas, as I say, some writers are really good at starting off a comic book series or a episode of a TV show or whatever, really strong, and then they kind of decline and get a bit worse, or they get really even better, But yeah, I enjoyed reading this, and if you're a big fan of Doctor Who, it's a must-have, really. It's a bit of a no-brainer, really, to pick this one up. And if you've got this issue 4 of the 4 Doctors, please do tell me what you think about it in the comment section below. So yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Bye.